Be with you in one moment. Fire up the engines here. Okay, good. All righty, good morning. Welcome back to the 43rd Ryder Cup here at Whistling Straits. We are with Paul Casey. Paul, welcome to your 5th career Ryder Cup. You're one of the few, there's not many, but who've been here now for the 4th time. 3 PGAs and obviously this Ryder Cup. Your best finish was a T12 in 2010. I wonder if you might be able to go back to 04 and tell us your initial impressions of this golf course and maybe how your thoughts have maybe evolved over the course of time a little bit.
I don't know. I think I probably only played 2 rounds in 04, didn't I?
Don't remember.
You've got the results. I don't remember my initial impressions. I mean, I would have, like I am today, I would have been wowed. I mean, this place is spectacular. What a creation. It's a brilliant golf course. Always been a Pete Dye fan. I'll admit my memories, my knowledge of the course I think is strong. My memories of, or my knowledge of my results has been weak because that year in 2010, Christian Donald was on my bag, who's on the team for us this week in the support staff. And I had to ask him, I said, did we play 2 rounds? He goes, no, you finished 12th. So, which is great to hear because it means I can play this golf course obviously relatively well. I mean, 12th, obviously not right at the pointy end, but it wasn't bad. But yeah, to this day, spectacular, love it. What a challenge, and I think it's a great golf course for this week.
Terrific, thank you for that. Let's begin here. Rex at 4, please.
Paul, it looked like you guys had a pretty interesting, at least 9-hole alternate shot match. Are there any details you can give us about that from yesterday?
We explored the property greatly. Lots of birdies, Poulter and Rory throwing in eagles as well. Details from it? No, we're just trying stuff out. Honestly, when it got as windy as it did yesterday, we thought foursomes was the best thing to do. I think everybody was struggling out there a little bit. Poulter played very well on the front 9. I think he was 3 under on his own golf ball. I struggled in the wind a little bit, and so foursomes was just the thing to do. Plus, just being a long day, it sped things up a little bit. No, to be honest, I mean, you've seen, I think we've confused a few people on the first tee, throwing the golf balls up on the tee. Nobody knows what's going on the outside, it looks like, which is kind of part of the fun we have. But for us, it was, I mean, myself paired up with Lee, the most experienced guy here. No, we were just out there playing and getting ready for big day tomorrow.
And as a follow-up to that, maybe it's statistically, if you can look at the Americans' record in alternate shot, is not great in this event. Is there anything to the fact that the Europeans seem to enjoy it a little bit more, maybe embrace it better? I don't know what the best way to say it.
I don't know. I've never spent too much time looking at it. I mean, I think the British guys always spent a lot of time playing foursomes as kids. It's just something we did in matches. It was always foursomes in the morning and singles in the afternoon. It's just something you do in club matches, county matches, even up to the international level. I don't believe there's any sort of tricks and tips or anything. It's just something I think we're a bit more used to. I mean, there's certain golf clubs in the UK where foursomes is a thing. You have to play foursomes if you want to go play. No, I don't know what to tell you.
All right, let's go right next door, number 3.
Hey, Paul, you've been a part of 4 teams, and I thought it was interesting to see that most of them were blowouts. 3 in your favor, 1 against. I mean, they were lopsided in the end, at least. And I was curious, is it possible at this point in the week to get a feeling of how the week is going to go, or is it always sort of a surprise that you don't know until points start coming in?
It's a surprise. I think, I mean, looking back at, there was a rerun of Oakland Hills on TV earlier this week that I saw, and we were just going through the office in our area. And it was my match with David Howe against, oh goodness, is that Furyk and, I'd have to look at that.
I can tell you right now.
Stuart Sink? No, was that Johnson?
Friday's matches in the morning.
It was Saturday morning at Oakland Hills.
Saturday morning.
I apologize for not pulling that. But at the time...
Furyk and Campbell.
Thank you.
Yep.
We were 6-2 down or whatever it was. It was 6.5, 2.5, whatever the score was. I mean, it was very, very lopsided the other way. And that was a big point. And then things turned, and then I think Westwood and Clarkey and Monty and those guys went out in the afternoon and had a great session, and then that result ended up being our biggest margin of victory in the US at that point. Never have known that on a Saturday morning. So
6.5 to 1.
Oh, were we?
To 1.5. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, we were already.
Yeah, you were up big.
Oh, we were already up big.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 6.5 to 1.5 Europe after the Friday.
Oh, I got that totally wrong then, didn't I?
Good story. Yeah.
Let's just go for another question. Just scraffle that last 3 minutes.
Are you sure that was a Ryder Cup?
Yeah.
What was the question? Sorry.
No, I mean, is there a feeling beforehand of how it's going to go, or is it always a surprise on Friday?
It's always a surprise. You're getting a gist here. I have no clue. Like, I don't remember anything. I don't remember from last week.
Would you save him, Phil, please?
I'll try. Good morning, Mr. Casey. There was a 10-year gap, obviously, between your previous 2008-2018. How pleasing is it to have qualified again straight away for this one?
Yeah, it's much nicer place than having to wait for a pick and all that. Actually, to be announced even, there was mathematically in, was a nice thing during the week at Wentworth. Yeah, it's. Look, there was a time pre-Paris when I thought I might never play another Ryder Cup, having missed a couple, more than a couple. I was quite emotional in Paris because of that gap and the level, the form I'd been through, and to be part of that great team in Paris was just has been one of the most special moments of my career. The fact it was a pick made me sort of nervous, kind of coming down the last few weeks. This one, I felt much more comfortable. It's actually, I've as much as I wanted to be on this team, I put it to the side. The thought of trying to qualify, it's just been a sort of organic process and a result of the good golf I've played. And now I'm even looking at Westy going, how many more can I kind of play? I think Westy is maybe the oldest European to represent, it's the oldest player to represent Europe, I think 48 or whatever he is now. And so I'm 44, thinking, can I squeeze a couple more out? It's amazing how my view on it has changed. Gone from maybe never, that's it, maybe I'm done, to what does the future hold? But in the meantime, yeah, this week, brilliant. I mean, it's been an absolute joy. So the whole process from the qualification to here I am on a Thursday, couldn't have been better.
What would it mean to win potentially here this week? Would it make up for missing out on the Olympic medal, perhaps?
That's a different thing. But for me, the Olympics were not to get too much away from Ryder Cup, the Olympics were very, very special. And as much as I would love a medal, what a moment. And to play with Xander and Hideki, final group, that's something that only people who have been at Olympics will understand. And that experience of being in the village, that's something I will cherish forever. And the not having a medal doesn't lessen it in any way. That would be the cherry on the top of the cream kind of thing. But no, the Olympics is pretty cool.
Mark Twain.
Hey, Paul. Can you describe what Pultz means to Europe Ryder Cup, and do you have any idea what makes him tick? Can you put your finger on what makes him tick and why he's so successful?
I don't know what makes him tick. I mean, he is unique. He's a big majority of the glue for this team. He's like we don't lack energy. We don't lack glue. We'll always be a very unified team. Even those teams when he's not been there, or he's been there as I think he was at Hazeltine as an assistant captain. Yeah, we have everything already. He just adds to it so much more. I have no idea what makes him tick, but all I know is it's very, very special. It's infectious. I mean, you see some of it on the outside. I guess you see a lot of it. You don't see what we get to see in the team room and in the locker room. And this morning he's just rolled through, and it's just you just see that bounce in the step, and it. Yeah, I hope he continues to play Ryder Cups. I hope he beats Westie's record of how long he goes, because he's a massive part of our team.
Just as a quick follow on that, if you are an opponent of his, if you're the U.S. side, can you appreciate how maybe, I don't know what the word is, whether it's annoying, agitating, under the skin, whatever. Not that he's trying to be a bad guy, but just kind of, the way, when he gets on a roll and he's got the bug eyes going and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, look, I think, I don't know how well all the US guys know him, but the one, certainly Dustin, these guys who've known him for years, I mean, they love him, and they certainly want to, if there's anybody they want to play and have the opportunity to beat, it's Poulter, without question. I mean, he's made his mark as he's sort of Mr. Ryder Cup. It's that opportunity, isn't it? What an opportunity to go up against Poulter. I wouldn't want to play him. Glad he's on my team.
Doug, 24, please.
Paul, it seems like over the years you watch Europe during the week, and there's a lot of joy. You mentioned a lot of fun, a lot of looseness, and Friday morning gets here, and it's all business, all purpose. Is that true? And can you talk about this and kind of the sensation of how the week shifts and how the switch flips when you get to Friday morning?
I don't think our switch flips that much as you think. There's still a lot of fun and humor and look, we're going to have a great time this week no matter what. It just ramps up. I think that maybe there are a few less smiles that are visible, that are shown, but we're still trying to have the time of our life and play amazing golf. I don't think it's a switch that flips. It wouldn't work, I don't think, Doug, if that were the case. The whole week we're very serious in our preparation. We're methodical, attention to detail. We try to leave no stone unturned because we know the margins are so small. You can look at world rankings and all these things, but we all know, it could be down to one putt or a fraction of a shot every day that's going to make the difference. But we don't. It doesn't suddenly become. It's serious all week, and I guess we probably try to maybe deflect a little, in a way, having humour. I still think it will be there come tomorrow. It's just maybe not as visible.
Thank you.
8, Daniel. 8.
Compared to the other teams that you've played on, how would you describe Padraig's leadership style and the dynamic within this team? Because it seems like an interesting mix of guys who have done this for a long time and some younger guys.
I think firstly the dynamic is brilliant. I don't like to compare teams and say one's this team's better than other team I've played on, but this team as a unified team is so strong. It's broad in its age range, experience, but I'm proud to be standing next to my 11 teammates and captain and vice captains. We have such a unified team going, and Paddy has been a major role in that, because you can have brilliant teams and maybe not have and be slightly rudderless, but I've been utterly impressed with Paddy's captaincy. His communication skills have been top-notch, and a relaxed air to everything we do, but a serious approach at the same time. We as you know, we tend not to say what goes on behind closed doors, but it's been this is my 5th. It gets better and better every single time.
Really quick, 30 seconds. Last question, 6.
Paul, you mentioned dropping balls on the first tee and people from the outside potentially not knowing what you're doing. And if you listen to Talking Heads, there's probably about 30 different partnerships that Europe could have, while Stricker has basically telegraphed what he's been trying to do since day one. Is that intentional on the European side to kind of throw up some smoke screens?
No, it's not. It's just, I know kind of roughly what I'm doing. I actually couldn't tell you what the rest of the matchups might look like starting tomorrow. No, it's not. It's not trying to throw smoke screens or throw a kind of dummy or a fake out there. Not at all. It's just, I think we're so good, we're so comfortable of what we're going to do come tomorrow. It's like, well, why overthink it on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? Again, I know my pairing, possible pairings. It's again up to Paddy what he decides to do. They're not in the envelope or however it works yet. But I'll still be throwing up on the ball on the first tee later today.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Paul. Have a great day and a great stay here in Wisconsin.